Hey, what's up, fam? So I'm making this video for a person who got into a little bit of an issue on private message, and I'm making this video for them. You're still my friend, still care about you. I know that you get pretty militant about some things that you believe, and I'll never hold that stuff against you. It is what it is, but I'm not your enemy. Okay, I've never been your enemy. I've always stood for you. So anyway, I'm gonna get off of that. So I want to make sure that you understand that yesterday, in any of the posts that when I ask questions, I'm in no way diminishing any of my friends or family members who are part of the healthcare field at all. In fact, I respect what you do, and I've actually honored that several different places as well too. And I want you to understand, I'm asking questions based off of what I'm seeing happen in the world right now from my own perspective. You got your own perspective as well too, and that perspective is also important. Mine is as important as well. And I'm seeing something that maybe you're not seeing, and I also understand that you see things that I don't see. So there's a whole lot of, coming together on that. And I just want to make sure that you understand that I'm not diminishing anybody's experience. I'm not trying to do it as a joke either. It's just I handle stress in a very different way than most people. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is I want to just point something out about us. We're losing the middle. The middle is a place in the ground where all of us can have our opinions, we can have our thoughts and our ideas, and we can share them openly with one another. Instead, what's happening is people who have other ideas and questions like myself, like I was told that I'm picking fights with people. I ain't picking fights. What I'm doing is I'm asking questions that legitimately and logically I've come to out of a rationale of what I'm seeing in the statistics and in the science. There's things that I just don't understand, and I ask questions. There are also things that I do understand, and I'm wondering if anybody else understands it as well too. I want you to understand that in the middle, I can do that without being a villain. And you can do that without being a villain as well too. And in the middle, you and I can come together and share our ideas and actually be a part of something much bigger than just an echo chamber of our friends. See, right now, what I want to kind of point out is, if we're not allowed to share with one another our ideas, and we're not allowed to disagree and still be civil, then we've basically lost a portion of our humanity. Humans don't agree. We're not homogenous. And it always makes me wonder, is it only diversity? Is only diversity in ethnicity and gender? It's not diversity of thought? If it's diversity of thought, then it wouldn't really matter anything else, right? But, some people just want you to think the same way, and I understand that, but that's not who and what humans actually are. We have our own experiences. And I just want you to understand that in the middle, I can share those experiences with you, and I can question without making it seem like as if I'm trying to attack, and I'm not trying to attack. In fact, what I kind of think of it is, I got my own coloring book, and I color inside the lines and outside the lines all the time. And inside those lines is all kinds of experiences that I've had, which is why I color certain things in my coloring book the way that I do. I'm 44 years old, I've got experiences. So you've got your own coloring book as well too. It's one-dimensional, your book and my book. They're all one-dimensional for ourselves. But then when you combine them, like you're in my sphere of influence and somebody else is in your sphere of influence as friends, you share that coloring book. And what happens is your own life, your experiences, they color other people's lives to help them with their experiences, and so on and so forth. So that's two-dimensional. But the third dimension really, in all respects, is you get to interact with people who you don't agree with, who are not a part of your sphere of influence, who may think differently from you. That's the third dimension. That's the humanity. See, other people are not going to agree with you, but it may lend itself to some of your own experiences and things that you may have not been through, things that you are going through. It might help you. It also might make you question some of the things that you believe and things that you understand about the world. So the third dimension of that is really one where life is really colored into it. And the fourth dimension is where everybody understands that everybody's got their own emotions, their own experiences, and their own situations to deal with. And not everyone deals with those situations the same. And I want you to understand that I don't deal with situations the same. People don't understand, okay? My father-in-law is a retired fireman. If you know fireman humor, you know that firemen can be hilarious. There's also policeman humor. But what most folks don't understand is there's pastor humor, okay? Pastor humor is, we just try to keep it a little bit more on the PG side. But pastors deal with a lot of different things. We deal with aspects of life that a lot of people, they don't want to go into. So whether it be suicides, somebody trying to commit suicide, it might be child molestation, child violence, domestic violence, it might be rape, it might be criminal activities that happen. You might have to go to a jail or a prison, you might have to go visit somebody on the side of the road, and you just never know. You might catch yourself with somebody in the act of trying to commit suicide. And even though as pastors, one of the things that, like myself, I won't tell you about me having to deal with somebody who's died during this thing and I can't go visit them because of this whole COVID thing. And I won't get into the situation, but I don't need any pity. I'm okay. God's got it. But this is what the deal is. You've got your experience as a person who's a professional. I'm a professional as well too. And I've got experiences here that need to be spoken about. And I'm concerned about the mental health of people who are forced to be at home. Staying at home and doing all that as if it's only one way and one method of doing this is not going to be helpful for a lot of people. In fact, there's studies out right now that are showing that domestic violence, child abuse, child neglect are all on the rise. But everybody keeps saying, well, these stupid protesters that are going out and, trying to get, served. A bunch of white people wanting to get served by everybody that's a minority. I mean, come here, really? Are you really going to believe that narrative? They want you to believe that so that you're divided. It's just simply not true. And the photos are basically placed and done in a way so that people who are of color may not be shown. But just understand that there's a whole thing that's being driven here that's all the narrative. But this is the deal, okay? I want to be in the middle and I'll remain in the middle. And if that's a challenge for you, I totally understand. You can do like the other guy that just pulls some stuff on me right now. You can unfriend me and all that, okay? Doesn't mean that I have any loss of love for you. Doesn't mean that I'm mad at you. It just means that I have a differing opinion than you. That's all that it means. But I can hold the space where we have a difference without being combative. And I can also hold that difference without looking at you as a villain. I want to be able to share those things with you, and I just want to be a part of your life like you're a part of mine. And I want to be in that middle because if I'm able to do the whole scientific method where I've got an idea, I process it, and then my whole idea about the world changes, then that's what I'm going to do. And I ask questions for that. So again, just to kind of recap, I'm not trying to diminish any of my friends who are in the healthcare industry. I sit in a place where I do have experiences that are going to become more evident, especially right now as people are going to be displaying more of the emotional, psychological issues that come from isolation within a home without human contact. That's going to happen. Studies are already showing it. And also too, that we can be friends without being on the same page about all of our opinions and ideas. I want to be there with you. And I want you to understand that your opinion, your ideas are important to me. And as you can share yours without any being like shot down or yelled at by me, I want to do the same thing with you. Give me that space like I give you that space. Have a little respect as I give you respect. If you can't do that, that's totally fine. That's completely your prerogative. But understand then, it's not really friendship. That is you wanting and getting something and you taking it. And then when I'm trying to give something as well too, then it's not going to happen. I want to be a friend for real. I'm not here as a show. So this is my deal. I'm writing this and saying this to you because it matters, and I want you to understand that there's a lot going on in this world that may not be the one dimension that we're being told to abide by. And if you are going through something right now that you're not able to put your finger on, I want you to understand that I'm here for you in that. This is a big deal to me. I'm here for you in that. And I will always be here for you in that. Okay? All right, I love all of you. And to the person who has some choice words for me, it's all good. I ain't mad at you. Anytime you're ready to have a conversation, get at me. Later on.